Back to this screen at the end just to make sure everyone was able to sign in using the QR code. So to get started, my name's Naya. I am a third-year student here at Ohio State studying marketing and international business. I completed my STEP year last year and my STEP project this previous summer, and I've been a STEP student ambassador for the past year and a half now.
And my name is Lauren Wagner, and I am a fourth year environmental engineering student. I did my STEP session about 2 years ago, and I did my STEP project about like a year and a half ago.
All righty. So to start off, we're kind of just going to go into what the second year transformational experience program entails. So this is really a unique opportunity for second year students to explore their academic, personal, and professional goals. And you can do this throughout the faculty mentorship that you'll have and the guidance that faculty mentor will provide, as well as meeting with a small cohort of other second year students about once a week. You'll go through professional development and learning about the skills that entails, as well as learning about the campus and community resources that are available to you that you may not have known of before. You will also complete a financial wellness course, and then you will also get some hands-on learning experience through the signature project that you will create.
So how the student experience works, it's kind of broken up into 2 semesters. In the fall semester, you'll participate in the weekly cohort meetings with your faculty, mentor, and peers. You'll complete that financial wellness program. You will complete the professional development co-curricular programs. You will attend a STEP Expo kind of to get a feel about what all entails in the project, and then you'll compose a personal statement. And then in the spring semester, you have a one-on-one meeting with your faculty member about a few times during that semester, and then you submit your signature project proposal and the budget.
So a signature project can be from one of the 6 project categories, and that includes creative and artistic endeavor, education abroad, internship, leadership, service learning, and undergraduate research. And then following the completion of your STEP project, and if you have hit all the requirements, participants are eligible to receive a fellowship of up to $2,000 to kind of complete the project that you proposed.
And with the signature project funding, so you can spend up to $2,000 for your project. You will propose a budget that follows university financial guidelines. Different kinds of expenses can be program and registration fees, travel, rented food, clothing and apparel, and material goods. There's a whole document on the STEP website if you're interested to learn kind of more about those rules.
All right, so what do you guys get out of STEP? One big thing is that faculty mentorship. So you'll develop a meaningful and caring relationship with a faculty member here at Ohio State, and that will allow you to leverage their network and expertise and their campus connections, as well as having someone who will know you well enough to possibly write you a letter of recommendation for any future programs you may need. I'm sure right now a lot of your classes as first year students are big lecture halls, and you may find it hard to kind of connect with a professor one-on-one, and it might be a little bit intimidating. So like part of STEP is to kind of take away that barrier and make it a lot easier to connect with someone on campus and kind of leverage their network that you may not have been able to do beforehand as a first year.
Something else that you get is you get to meet new people in peers that are around your age and have similar project ideas. So you'll attend a weekly meeting with a cohort of about 15 second year students for various majors, which will expand your network, and then you can spend time exploring campus and local Columbus attractions and resources with your STEP cohort. I did my STEP cohort stuff a year after the pandemic started, and I didn't really have very many friends. This was a really great opportunity for me to network with people outside of the people that I do interact with my major.
And you will also develop your personal, professional, and academic goals. You'll do this by exploring meaningful topics in your cohort, such as wellness, values, identity, leadership, and your career interests. You'll participate in self-reflection, goal setting, and personal growth. And overall, just get to learn more about yourself and kind of what projects are available to you that you may not have known of before because you didn't really know what you were necessarily interested in or what was available.
You get to gain your communication skills as well, which is honestly one of the most important things that I think you can get out of STEP, because you have to write a personal statement. You learn about grant writing skills as you draft and submit a signature project proposal. You get to enhance your written communication as you write a reflection about your signature project and how it was transformational. And you get to enhance your verbal communication and presentation skills at the STEP Expo.
All right. And then you also get to pursue a project that you might not otherwise be able to do. So the guided activities and reflections, they help you kind of figure out what signature project category and what other options are out there are considered a good fit for you. You'll learn about the campus resources and opportunities, as well as eligible projects that can receive up to that $2,000 in funding so that finances are not a barrier.
We're now going to go into the different categories of projects that you can do. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the creative and artistic endeavor. We have an example as someone who wanted to learn how to play guitar. So they took guitar lessons from a professional musician. Their funding opportunities included an instrument purchase, transportation expenses, and lesson costs. And as Maxwell is quoted, he said, as a business major, I struggled to balance the creative side of my brain with the daily work of routine. This project was meaningful and good for my mental health. This is just one of the examples you could do for the creative and artistic endeavor.
Next up, we have education abroad, which is one of our most popular categories. So we have a student here who traveled to Korea University and participated in their exchange program. She enrolled in Korean language classes and joined the university's wind orchestra club. She used her funding for transportation and flights as well as her program fee. And Kelly was quoted saying, "Going to Korea has enriched my undergraduate career with a one-time unforgettable experience, and it has formed new values in me as a person."
Another one that people really don't know about is the internship opportunity. So for this one, someone did a summer investment analyst at PGIM. They worked as an investment risk analyst intern in Newark, New Jersey. Some of their funding opportunities were like rent and living expenses, meal costs, transportation, and professional attire. And they said this internship provided me with this learning experience. It gave me a taste of working in corporate America, and doing an internship that maybe you wouldn't have been able to afford with this money is like a really great opportunity.
All right, next up we have is leadership. So Charles here did an accredited phlebotomy certification and completed 3 weeks of synchronous training and passed certification exam. His funding opportunities included the course fees, the exam fee, as well as transportation expenses. And he was quoted saying, "Now I have a distinction that makes me a competitive candidate in the healthcare industry." So a lot of the leadership opportunities can kind of set you ahead of other students, kind of going through the same processes as you and make you stand out, which is really cool.
Another pretty popular one is doing service learning trips. What Logan did is he did a Buckeye serve in the Grand Canyon. He did a trail restoration project through Buckeye Serve, which included opportunities to experience nature and learn about local Native American communities. And it helped with the funding helped with the program free transportation expenses and meal costs. And he said, professionally, the experience has shown me the possibility of incorporating my passion for the environment into my career.
All right, and lastly is the undergraduate research. I will try my best to pronounce these words, but the cytotoxic properties of Ascalis glabra. So Rita here researched which is also known as the Ohio Buckeye tree, and presented findings at the Denman Research Forum. So her funding opportunities included the meal costs, transportation to and from the lab, as well as her living expenses. And this experience allowed me to truly understand and appreciate the research process. And this is, I would say, not as popular, but it is something that is really unique and cool that again, will give you a step ahead of other students.
We're now going to talk about our individual STEP experiences. So I used the internship category for my STEP project. For an internship I wanted to do, I had the opportunity to just travel to a lot of different cities in the US. And part of that is you need different supplies for different climates. So I chose to do this as my STEP project because I would have not been able to do this internship without the grant that we were given. I also wanted to further and develop my professional skills, and I learned how to create a budget and stick with it because that was just a really important skill that I've never been taught how to do before. And I would say my favorite part of STEP was writing the proposal and then presenting at the STEP Expo.
All right. My signature project was in the education abroad category, and I completed a Fisher Global internship in Barcelona, Spain for 2 months this past summer. And I worked for a small consulting company that worked to implement DEI initiatives into other companies. My favorite part of STEP was getting to create a really great relationship with my STEP mentor. Like I said earlier, it's hard to make a connection with a faculty member on campus, so really taking advantage of the resources around you. And she actually ended up writing me a professional letter of recommendation that I used to help get into this program. And I like to say that this was like a two birds, one stone situation for me because I really wanted to go abroad during my time here at Ohio State, but I wanted to be on campus during the like fall and spring semesters. But I also wanted to do a internship between my sophomore and junior year. So this was a really great chance to kind of combine those things. And then I always say that any step experience that you choose will look great on a resume, and learning how to talk about that in interviews or just like leveraging that information to other people is really great. And I think that like that has definitely helped me in my professional career.
We're now going to go over some very common questions that students have asked before. So the first one is, do I have enough time to participate in STEP? STEP only takes about 1 to 2 hours per week. It's designed with your busy schedules in mind and is not a class/credit bearing activity. I have a very busy schedule. I was working a job and doing some research while doing STEP, and it wasn't really anything too crazy on my schedule because you do get to pick the time for your STEP cohort. Another question is, are all STEP requirements in person? So STEP offers in-person, hybrid, and virtual cohort meeting options. And then there's other program requirements, which is like financial coaching, and the PDCs are offered both virtually and in person. So it's very flexible around your schedule. Another question is, can you pick your mentor? Can I join a cohort with my friends? So students select their preferred meeting date and time in the summer, and then the cohorts are designed based on that student and mentor availability. So we really can't promise anything when it comes to the cohort meetings. It's just whatever your availability is, and then whatever options are best for you, we put you in. Can you leave STEP if it doesn't turn out to be a good fit? So we hope you love the program as much as we did, but if you have to prioritize other activities, you can stop participation in STEP at any time without any penalty. And then should you sign up if you have have a signature project in mind, there's no expectation that you have a project. I thought I wanted to do a different project when I first started STEP, but I ended up switching my project. So it's totally fine. Like the whole first semester is about figuring out what you want to do. So you don't need to have a project in mind when you first come into STEP.
All right. So how do you sign up for STEP? So you will express interest through your housing reselection process form, and that should be coming out between February 16th to the 26th. You'll receive an email from Housing and Residence Education. And on your housing, oh, if you have housing exception on file, you'll be contacted separately by STEP. But essentially, there's a little button through that process that just says that you are interested, and you just got to click that, and that'll let us know that later down the line we can reach out to you again to confirm that. And that confirmation email will come in around late spring. And then there will be another confirmation form to complete by a certain deadline. And then, like we said, during the summertime, you will pick a cohort time that works best for your autumn schedule. So again, that won't be like a bearing thing that you guys have to worry about, and it's not class credit bearing because you get to kind of pick the time that works best for your schedule. All right.
Does anyone have any like questions right now? You can either say them and put them in the chat, or we're good with either.